He hit it. Skews off the side of the boot. Again, further frustration for McCarthy. But Kenya are growing in confidence. They are committing further players forward. They are providing a little more pressure on the DRC defence. Sakari's been heavily involved down their right flank. Sakwa it was with that final effort a moment ago. Just talking about Masud Juma, the influence that he brings, having applied his trade in numerous countries around the world, including South Africa. Oga. Eventually sees the ball cleared by Ndombele. Brian Ogum, 15 goals this past campaign, but it was a mid-season injury that ultimately contributed to his potential goal haul being curtailed. There's Masud Juma alongside Hussein Ndombele. It's played in Sweden, UAE, Libya, Algeria, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, even in Iran with the Persian giants. Istiklal, Zifunge claims this cleanly. Ndombele. Taken quickly, Tumba. Swimming past a couple of players. And ultimately the triangles don't work for the Leopards. Possession very much favouring the home side. They haven't been able to make use of it quite as they would have liked. The foul count is rising. A couple of yellow cards issued as well. Kenya, delivery from the far side. It was in towards Ogam, who was just unable to reach it. Ifunga gets firmly behind it. Sakari it was, with another telling run down that right flank. Not too far away from Ryan Ogam. Tumba wanted it. Ndombele, though, is calling for Basiala to make space for himself, and eventually goes the way of Kitambala. Basiala got it back, but it was snatched away by Omija. Masud Juma, Austin Odiambo being tugged off the ball. Another free kick. Kamishe unhappy with the call. Wearing the captain's armband this edition. Yango. Omija, delivery in. 3 players waiting. It's going to be offside. There's confirmation. Joel Wonkado of Liberia, the assistant referee on the far side, and Suleiman Amaldin of Comoros on the near side. Masud Juma just straying. Wonderful support for Kenya in this first appearance. Ndombele with a little cutback in towards Basiala, but that was well snatched away. Free kick to Kenya. Manzur it was, bumped off the ball. There he is, back on his feet. The only KCB player in this lineup. Austin Odiambo, one of several Gor Mahia players in this lineup. A couple of fouls that Ndombele has committed in recent moments. Billy Giovanni just has a word on his way past to check on Kenya's Masud Juma. Benny McCarthy from a few yards away. There's a word to Jelly Giovanni. They know each other well from time together in South Africa's PSL. Abud Onyango. Masud Juma charging onto this into that 18-yard area, looking for the cutback. There were three players potentially who could get on the end of it, but under a little pressure from Ndombele, scuffs his cutback. Cleanly collected by Afonge. There's Ndumba. Coming up towards half-time, goalless it remains. Kenya. We hope this is not anything serious. One of the key players is Masud Juma. Sakwa. He's had a chance in this game. Still plenty of opportunity to light up this tournament. This is a little chest down by Masud Juma. Teed up for Sakwa. Struck it firmly, but a little waywardly. Presidents enjoying conversation, doing a little break in the football. Biella lofted it over the top. Musiala in after it. Omija's under pressure, but he's done well to shepherd that ball all the way back to the goal line. Uino played a pivotal role for a couple of seasons as Romayo went back-to-back for league titles, record champions after he made his way to the club from Kakamega Homeboys in October 2022. Very stable, composed defender. Collision. Biella holds his hands up, but Jelly Giovanni has called for medical attention immediately. I think it's Sakwa who's gone down. Clash of heads, and the medical attention has been summoned rather urgently by the South African referee. Coming up towards half-time. Concerns for Kenya here. Benny McCarthy using the opportunity, the little blanket play to feed instructions. Uino, the latest to receive instructions. The good news is Sakwa is seated. Clash of heads, it seemed, between Sakwa and Biella. lofted, caught the shoulder, but a very firm shoulder from Bieye. As we hit the 45-minute mark, Sakwa is back on his feet. He's been ushered to the sideline, and 4 minutes of additional time. This is Patrice Milazar, the Mauritian fourth official. A head injury assessment by the medical team, and Sakwa seems ready to go. Play will get back underway from a drop ball because the ball was in play when the referee stopped for the potential head injury. Nikamishe, a little too strong for Basiala. Of teams that have brought much changed lineups and squads to this African Nations Championship. Democratic Republic of Congo is one of them. Kenya looking to advance their cause, looking for a goal, and they find it brilliantly and out of time. It's Austin Odhiambo with the strike that sends Kenya into rapture. Austin Odhiambo is a star, but his star has risen exponentially now. Kenya might have started this first half on the back foot, but they ended very much on the front foot. In added time, Austin Odhiambo latches onto one and finishes with aplomb. Driven wide, takes it onto his left. Ndombele closing him down from one side, Kalonji on him from another. He finds space between two defenders. An exceptional finish beyond Difonge, and Kenya have their goal. A historic first goal in the African Nations Championships for Kenya. What a time to be alive. They will celebrate from Mombasa to Malindi, from Kisumu to Nairobi. They'll be dancing in Kakamega, in Nyeri, and indeed celebrating in Eldoret. Kenya have been brought to life by a late first half goal from Austin Odhiambo. If you want to see your name up in lights, do this. Do something extraordinary, something exceptional in the history books. Austin Odhiambo is the name that will be written as the goal scorer of Kenya's first at the African Nations Championship. Host nations have traditionally got off to positive starts, only one loss, and that came at the inaugural edition when Cote d'Ivoire were down by Zambia, the eventual bronze medalists. A 3-0 scoreline. Since then, though, 7 of the 8 tournament openers, including Tanzania's victory over Burkina Faso in Dar es Salaam yesterday. It's been good going for hosts. Now for Kenya to build on the platform that they've created here. Kitambala sees that deflected out for the corner. Basiala to take. Kalonji's forward. Mokonzi there as well. Both excellent from set pieces, as is Ndombele. Omondi called for it, and then a scramble. Eventually the ball cleared off the line by Omija. But goalkeeper Omondi is asking questions of the players around him. It shouldn't have been quite so challenging. Problem here for Aboud, I think, who's down. And that will be it. The end of an opening half that has yielded one goal, and that goal has come historically from Austin Odiambo, who scored in added time at the end of the opening half. Half-time, Kenya 1, Congo DR 0. Statistically, how they lined up for the opening half, Kenya with nearly 2/3 of the possession in this game. Although they had only half the shots that their opponents had. They did have an all-important shot on target, a couple in fact. They controlled the passing, their accuracy was better than their opponents, and you could argue they deservedly lead at half-time. Rather remarkably, only one corner in the game.
Kubwa ndio hii. Wewe kijana. Sasa imepungua mpaka kikombe kimoja tu.
Nakunywa ndio maana unapenda. Hapana. Huyu ng'ombe wako amekuliwa na kupe karibu afariki. Hawezi kutoa maziwa kama kawaida kwa sababu ameliwa na kupe, ana magonjwa.
Kwa afya bora ya ufugaji wako, zuia kupe kwa kutumia Vector Club kutoka Elgon Kenya, ambayo inaangamiza kupe 100%. Elgon Kenya, transforming farms and lives through technology.
Anachanja ndani nzuri David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Discover a professional center where we deliver to you cutting-edge practical skills. Discover the leading institute where we equip you with proficient skills. Meet the experts who empower you with competent skills at craft, certificate and diploma level. Sensei Institute of Technology. My skills, my future.
And it's half-time at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. The Harambee Stars, with a kind of start that they have wanted for the 48,000 in attendance at that stadium, scored by Austin Odhiambo right on the nick of half-time. But I'll tell you this before we get into conversation about this. As you can see, I've got Raha Premium Home Baking Wheat Flour and also the Grade 1 Sifted
I think it was a well use of his strong foot actually to give Austin, but the credit goes to Austin Odhiambo. It's a brilliant individual move, and that is what he's meant for, and that is what actually he does every time. And again, a good goal in the last moments of the game.
I think, and just before that, everyone, was worried that the man who's actually, the attacking talisman for the Harambee Stars, Masood Juma, was at risk of an injury when he was growing. How would you see, the first 10 minutes against the last 35 in terms of the growth of that intensity and possession?
I will rate it at the minutes we got the goal. It was the last moment, and that is the urge sometimes that comes from the 12th man. The first 10 minutes, of course, the two teams were trying to weigh options on how to going to attack and defend against each other. But I think Kenya became too strong, especially after the 30th minute, and we could tell that the fouling that are coming from DRC in the last moments, or basically their failure to defend well, it's because of the intensity the team had towards at the last end of the game.
Well, let's talk about something that Musa mentioned, and I'll start with you, William. It's that this game was going to be physical. I'm looking at the number of fouls committed by DRC in this encounter. 13 fouls committed by DR Congo, 3 fouls committed by the Harambee Stars. How would you see the kind of approach that DR Congo are trying out on the pitch?
The fouls are coming courtesy of the pacey play that Kenya is applying towards the final third. But again, the individual, because Austin has won several fouls, the moment Austin gets the ball and try to drive in between or through you, the moment, because he's talented and skillful, then the moment we're going to foul it. And I think it could be a way Kenya can get options to score, either through the individual way of play, because Ryan Ogam got a foul very early. Had it been in the box, again, it could have been the penalty. But Congo is having a hard time actually dealing with our pace, especially from Masoud Sakwa and again Ryan Ogam, who are both physically good in terms of pace and again skillful gifted.
Musa, 3 fouls committed by the Harambee Stars. Looking from your assessment of the game, what is it that they are doing right to ensure that they can contain the Leopards, but while at the same time not conceding on discipline? It's just the 1 yellow card that Sakari got early in the game.
I think first of all we need to ask ourselves, where are they making the fouls? Are they making the fouls towards our dangerous area, or are they making the fouls far away from us? And I think with Kenya we know that more or less their physicality, we are a bit not so big. The Kenyans are trying to avoid as much as they can because the ball is just going. The good thing which they are doing, again, they're playing according to their strength, and you can see through the build-up and the high line which DRC Congo is making, Kenya is trying to get the ball behind their defense, which is working. You can see the chances which we created, the chances which we got. And now, again, 2 ways of beating a team which is more compact is either behind them or individual play, or 1-2, which I think when it comes to the goal, we have taken the third option, which is the individual play.
All right, well, the second half is just about to start at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Kenya versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kenya leading by a 1-0, and we join our commentary team, and the man with the mic is Mark Gleason.
This is the Moi International Sports Center in Nairobi, affectionately the Kasarani Stadium, where Kenya and Democratic Republic of Congo are meeting in a Group A fixture of the 2024 Total Energies African Nations Championship. Well, Kenya find themselves leading in what is their first ever match at an African Nations Championship by a 0-0, courtesy of Austin Odhiambo just moments before half-time. Democratic Republic of Congo, though, bring pedigree and an ability to win into this fixture. They are playing their 27th African Nations Championship match here and now. Kenya are playing their first. They bring a certain effervescence and experience as well, despite the fact that only one squad member has genuine experience at this level. African Nations Championship. That is the captain in Mika Mishe. There's the goal scorer for Kenya, Austin Odhiambo, and there was a rampant goal scorer in his playing days, Benny McCarthy. In his first season in the Premier League, he finished second in the goal scoring charts, 17 goals at Blackburn Rovers, won the UEFA Champions League with Porto, amongst his many plaudits over the years. A man that scored twice against Democratic Republic of Congo in the semi-finals of the 1998 Africa Cup of Nations to see South Africa into the final, where they hoped to defend their title against Egypt. They unfortunately lost that fixture. Elton Kayembe is going to be making his way on. One of the standout stars of the new league champions in Democratic Republic of Congo. Josue Kazema from St. Eloi Lupopo. Fine winger he is. Both 24-year-olds. Making their way on now. It's a double change. Bieye is off. St. Eloi Lupopo's Kazema is on, and Le Aigle de Congo's Kayembe is on. Half-time changes. Second half is underway. Kenya, who turn out in the red, are the side who lead by a 0-0, courtesy of Austin Odhiambo. Historic first goal. And an assist, lest we forget, by David Sakwa. Dumba and Diumbieye, the two players whipped off at half-time. It's one of the two changes. Kazema's on. The Popo man looking to get involved immediately. You're going to see, as we see a free kick awarded here. Aboud feels aggrieved and has a word with the assistant referee. Kazema winning the free kick. So tricky winger is Kazema. Set piece opportunity for a side making its 7th appearance and an 8th edition of the African Nations Championship, a joint record. Just a little hold up in play because the corner flag is needing to be replaced. But the Liberian assistant on the far side, Joel Wongado, has managed to complete that. Jelly Tavani, meanwhile, is just having a little word with Masud Juma and Jeff Kitambala. Too much jostling going on. Delivery in. Mondi with a punch away. Dumbele to combine with down the far flank. There's a lovely ball in towards Matobo. Brings it under control, but lost a moment. Allowed the recovery time for Sakari. There's the goal-scoring hero. He's being wildly applauded as he touches the ball. Mukonzi. Kukulea to go down the line. Here's Ogam, big tall striker who can hit it firm and true. Mukonzi. Back to Ifonge. So Kenya, no changes at the break. McCarthy's liked what he's seen, particularly in the closing stages of the opening half, I'd suggest. DRC, they've made the couple of changes, having conceded late in the opening half. Otobo again looks dangerous. It finds the player. And that is a timely block by Manzour. Closing down Basiala. Excellent work from Suleiman Manzour. The 19-year-old showing great maturity. That's the captain Aboud, but it was Manzour who made the initial block. And the ball had got through. Again, a little jostling for position in the area. Mr. Juma and Jeff Kitambala getting to know one another a little too well. Away by Ogam. Basiala. Funyango. Still the Leopards maintain a presence inside that Kenya final third. Mr. Nodiabo with a little touch flicked into the path of Masud Juma. Controls it nicely, finds Onyango as well. Space opening up and a needed opportunity for Sakwa. Sakwa was making a brilliant run, but he's found Sakari instead. Sakwa looking to retreat to get on the ball. Sakwa recovers. Sakari's pass has gone astray. Now, Leopards again on the attack. Matobo, wily winger, and this one is a little off target. Under pressure from Umeja. Otis Ngoma. This DRC side over the years has produced many a familiar name in the African Nations Championship. Won the tournament twice. They've had player of the tournament named twice as well. The legend in 2009, Pezo Mputu, was player of the tournament in the inaugural edition that DRC won. And then Meshak Elia, top scorer and player of the tournament in 2016. Oh, Mikamisha. He hit a little late, but he's straight back on his feet. Onyango with an apologetic hand up to his opponent. Jenny Giovanni allowing play to continue. Advantage accruing for DRC. Kitambala bounces off the defender and then fires high. Glorious opportunity for Democratic Republic of Congo. Mr. Owino proving nothing more than a speed bump in the path of Kitambala on that occasion. But Owino has been steadily improving, and he made his international debut in September last year against Zimbabwe after impressing Kenya's emerging stars at the COSAFA Cup last year, where a couple of these players put their hands up, including Austin Odhiambo, the goal scorer. Zema looking to inspire. Nicely stunned by Sakari. Read it well. The man that is known more commonly as Dante, Daniel Sakari. Zema stays down. Made his way onto the park, the tricky winger. Showing speed down that far side flank to go around the outside of Suleiman Manzour. Showing his pace. It wasn't so much a challenge, it was, in fact, after he was trying to skip free, he almost comes down on Manzour's leg, which unwittingly sees him uprooted. Play to get back underway from a drop ball. Lands for Kokelea, the left back. There's Kitambala holding the ball up nicely. Basiala in support. Kokelea again, 3 players to aim at. Fails to pick out a teammate. Onyango bravely controls that and courageously works it away. Elton Kayembe was lurking there for DRC. Onyango scrambles it clear, and now a chance for Kenya through Masoud Joma. tried to run it out of their danger area. The idea was good. Just a little too strong for David Sakwa.
Haya, anaondoka sasa, anakuwa pale chini pale mchezaji wa DR Congo. Kuna namna ambavyo anakashikashi.
Existence in Lina Foot. The DRC top flight. Owino has really marshalled well against the significantly taller Kitambala. Again, showing some skill and ability down this near side flank, Matobo, but he's unable to find a teammate or indeed a finish. Kitambala was waiting. As we hit the hour mark in Nairobi, Kenya 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 0. There's still plenty of football to be played. Kenya on debut against the two-time champions. Matobo Another one of the players who was stand out for the Eagles, who claimed their first Linafoot title this season. It broke the domination of the Lubumbashi Giants, Mazembe, and Kinshasa Giants, AS Vita. They've shared the league title between them every year since 2009. Such has been the domination of those two clubs. Mazembe, the record champions, 20 times. Kenya with 6 shots at goal, but importantly, they've got the 1 goal. 11 for DRC. Disappointingly for the Democratic Republic of Congo, only one of those 11 has been on target. They haven't really tested Omondi, and on a couple of occasions have missed gaping net. 2 free headers. Matobo. Kitambala looks to get away from Omeja. Can't find the pass away, and Kenya again show confidence and looking to run this ball out of their danger area. Swept forward by Ogan, but it'll be cut out by Mukonzi. Sends it back towards Basiala. Kitambala's there to recover. The captain, Mikamishe, down the near side. Matobo again. They're using this left flank a lot more in recent minutes after using Kazema when he came off the bench for the opening few minutes of this second half. Omeja with a well-timed challenge, out for another corner. Another player down. It looks like Manzour again. And the teenager looks like he might be done. Benny McCarthy will be going towards his bench very shortly. In fact, I can tell you that Nabwire and Mushiri have got their vests off, they've got their match jerseys on. DRC have got a promising substitution in prospect. A little surprised to see that Matobo is the player who's making way. In fact, they've decided against making the change before the corner, so it will happen shortly. Oscar Kubwit to come on. Delivery in. It's bouncing around. It could be there. And a scrambling save. Courageous keeping from Omondi. Dives at the feet of Kayembe to deny DRC an equaliser. Ball not cleared. Kenya with 10 players on the park, bear in mind. They're down 1 with Manzour off for medical attention. Okonzi, second time in the game that he's had the goal at his mercy. Fails to score. Free kick to the Leopards. The left back being brought down. Basiala looks from range, takes a little deflection. It's come off Kitambala, so it'll be a goal kick. Benny McCarthy looking to rile the crowd out, feeling they'd lost a little intensity. Kenya lead. We're 25 odd minutes away from a famous victory. The Harambee Stars, who certainly look re-energised. They're looking to keep with what has traditionally been the result for host nations in the African Nations Championships, and that's to start with a win. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Kenya 1, Democratic Republic of Congo 0. Omondi, rather remarkably, that ball not going to his teammates. Excellent distribution has by Mamonde. Made his international debut a couple of years ago against Pakistan. Delivery into Kitambala. Slightly off balance, he was backpedaling and unable to get any power behind it. Sees his effort wide. So Masoud Juma has played his part and he makes way. Boniface Mushiri, the Ulinzi Stars man, is making his way on. Nabwir coming on to replace the injured Manzoor, who left the park a short while ago. The Kenya Police band. So you've got Ulinzi Stars and Kenya Police. Ulinzi means defence in Swahili. Ulinzi Stars, the club that Mushiri plays for, are the Defence Force club. Kabwit is still waiting for his chance to come on for the Democratic Republic of Congo. A little break in play as Kitambala is needing some help. Just stretching. There's Kabwit on the right of your screen. Very tricky player. And somewhat surprised he wasn't immediately in the starting lineup. Orso Mwaku also standing at the ready, aiming to make his way on shortly. They are attacking players, both. So Kitambala looks to be struggling with a little cramp here. Play back underway. This was a short while ago. Backpedaling, just unable to reach it. And then look to be struggling with cramp after that. Mikamishe. Hold up. Lets him go. Dombele looking to work that ball past his opponent, can't do so. Kitambala still off, a couple of substitutes making their way towards the halfway line. Confirmation of the score. Just over 20 minutes to play, Kenya lead by a goal to nil. Kitambala is going to make way, he's already marched to the dugout, and he makes way for another striker, Orso Mwaku. While Ibrahim Motobo makes way for Oscar Kabwit. With Kenya hoping that Kabwit doesn't do what Kabwit often does, and that's score. Scoring both qualifying legs against Chad did Kabwit. Among his several goal contributions to club and country this past season. Kitambala, his day is done. And Kabwit, unlike the bulk of his teammates, is a full DRC international. Plays under Sebastian Desabre, who is here in Nairobi supporting Otis Ngoma and the players. Long ball forward. Owino seeking Sakwa. Couldn't quite find his teammate. Sakwa with the assist for Austin Odhiambo's goal, the only goal of the game so far. Seen 3 goals in this championship so far. Tanzania getting off to a 2-0 victory over Burkina Faso in the opening fixture in Group B. Sopu from the penalty mark. And then Mohamed Hussein, the phenomenal left-back who's contributed so significantly to Tanzanian success over the years, scoring a very fine-headed goal, his first for his country. Kenya, 20 minutes away from claiming an opening day victory of their own. Sakari walks back despondent after conceding the free kick. Kazema down his near side flank, applying a little pressure, and the pressure proving telling. Papi Kukulea, the Lupopo man, stands over this. He's actually just marched away because Basiala's come charging in. Basiala low and flat, but ultimately not testing for the Bandari keeper Omondi. Again, promising the build-up. Aboud this time making the run. Possession has changed significantly. Democratic Republic of Congo enjoying far more possession in the second half, and they've nearly levelled it out. Kenya had nearly 2/3 of the possession across the opening half. Democratic Republic of Congo have been building for chances. Omondi called for that, saying he wanted it. Taking no chances though, as that ball came trickling in from Kabwit. Owino sends it to safety. Zema under pressure. Sakari comes away with it. Little chase on for Ogam. He's got some pace about him, but Kolonji is quick to react. The Tipi Mazembe man steers the ball away from danger. Nearly recovered by Sakwa. Mkonzi has possession. Problems for Kenya. Onyango is the player down, and they looked like they had the ball in a good position. The referee Jerry Chavani noting that Onyango was down, halts play. Two players struggling with cramp, it seems, in the closing stages of this tie. And the dignitaries watch on. The watchful gaze of President Dr. Patrice Motsepe and His Excellency William Ruto, Kenyan President. Onyango making his way to the near side, pretty much doing for his country what he does for his club. Ball progression and circulation. Crispin Irambo is being summoned by Benny McCarthy. And it's interesting that he might be using Irambo here, who is not part of the initial squad. Marvin Nabwira as well. Oh, maybe a problem here. Another free kick to Kenya. Marvin Nabwira as well wasn't part of the initial squad, the provisional squad, but he was named in the final squad. Onyango back on the park. Looks like Benny McCarthy's going to make a triple change here. Looking to round out an opening day victory are Kenya. This tournament, a platform for so many players, many young who are playing on the international stage for the very first time, showcasing their ability. Nearly 50 countries entered qualifications. 19-team Chan tournament this is. "15 minutes plus added time to play." Democratic Republic of Congo know they're running out of time if they are to overturn an opening day defeat. They know the significance of claiming an opening day victory. And they're a side that have advanced past the group stages in all but one of their previous appearances. And that was last time out in Algeria. Maybe a chance here, and foiled. Mwaku goes high. Broke between two defenders, got a chance to finish. Owino backtracking. Looked to head the ball, I think, back towards his keeper. Left it short, allowed Mwaku the opportunity to strike it. He hit it firmly, and wildly off target. Mondi getting play back underway. Brought down by Nabuire. Free kick and a yellow card as well for Ndombele. Pushed it out the far side, Mushiri showing his pace. Ndombele, certainly the replay shows the significant arm movement from the usually central defender who's playing as a right back today. It's a free kick in a very handy position. Mondi is going to make his way on. He, Irambo and Kibwage all coming on for Kenya in a triple substitution for Benny McCarthy. They're doing it before the set piece on the far side. Well, David Sakwa is still jostling for a position inside the 18-yard area. Not noticed the board up. Chili Chavani is asking the players to look towards the substitutions board, and indeed he's gone over to ask David Sakwa to leave the field. Sakwa with the assist for Austin Odiambo's goal. On comes Ben Stanley Omondi, the 21-year-old from Gor Mahia. Morgan makes way as well. As Mike Kibwage makes his way on now, one of two Tusker changes. The other is to be Crispin Irambo, who comes on for Alpha Nyango. Fine performance in midfield for Alpha Nyango. It's an opportunity here for Crispin Irambo to impress, the Kibera-born player, who only replaced Swale Pamba in the squad after it was discovered he had a medical condition. So from the set piece, delivery in, and that'll be out. Kenya maintain their advantage inside the DR Congo final third. Not weird it. Blind. Pressure, I think he got a touch on it before it hit Kalonji and then went out of play. So from the corner, delivery in, and Ifongwe reaches up and claims it between his fingertips, and that was cynical. and silly, and it'll earn a caution for the new men on Kibwage. 10 minutes to go, Kenya lead by a goal. Ifonge had it, Kibwage chasing it, looks to disrupt the distribution by Ifonge. Kibwage on in the 78th minute, cautioned in the 80th. Clearance here by Kibwage though. Abud. It's a little touch away. Kept alive. Dombele. Mikamishe down that far side. Kalonji. Kayembe's come a little further forward. There's Mokonzi. Secret space. Kibwage away. Big tall frame of Kibwage. Known for his composure on the ball. The former AFC Leopards and KCB man. Another international who goes back a good few years, made his debut against the Swatini in 2018. DRC 15 shots at goal, only 2 have been on target incidentally. Kenya half a dozen, and they've got the all-important goal. Here's Sakari. Away by Kulonji. Zema picks up on it. And they're going to make another change here, and it's going to be the last roll of the die from Otis Ngoma. He's going to be bringing on his most attacking player on the bench, Waku. Very fortunate to get on the end of that. Referee Johnny Chivani saying nothing wrong as Naguira came away with it. Kenya through, one-on-one and steered wide. Wonderful opportunity from Ben Stanley Monde. The flag is up for offside. Wouldn't have counted regardless. But from a confidence perspective, you want to be hitting the target from that situation. End-to-end stuff. Austin Odiambo with a fine ball through. Ben Stanley Monde just unable to time his run. And as that ball goes out of play, the indirect free kick to take place, we are going to see one final change. And it's going to be that of the captain making way. Mikamishe is off. And on in his place is Tony Talasi. The striker, only 19 from Angevin. A bold move by Otis Ngoma, looking to see his side claim something from this fixture. From the corner. It's not cleared, and Mondi will gather. Nabuere nodding it right down into the turf, but smothered by Omondi. He's been at Bandari now for a year and a half, after joining from KCB. Well, taking a little too long, and what that means is corner. 8 seconds. If you haven't released the ball, it's a corner to your opponent. Now, Democratic Republic of Congo are very strong from this situation. They proved that in qualifying, and many of these players proved that playing for their club sides in continental competition. They've had 2 free headers from set-piece situations in and around the 18-yard area so far. Basiala delivers. The header is there to be had, but it's ballooned by Mabonzi. Omondi with the apologetic hands raised. $5 minutes plus added time for Kenya to register a historic victory. They have an opportunity to do something special against regular competitors at Chan, and indeed two multiple champions in this group. Birambo goes all the way back to Omondi. Kenya's got Angola in 4 days' time. And then they face another two-time champion Morocco next Sunday, then conclude the following Sunday against Zambia. Perennial contenders in international competition, Zambia. This has been termed the group of death, and rightly so. Free kick to Democratic Republic of Congo. They themselves know they've got a testing fixture list as we look back at Martin Kayembe going down. Free kick to the Leopards. They've got Zambia in their next match as Zambia make their first appearance in the 2024 edition of this African Nations Championship. That's in 4 days' time before they face Angola a week later, and then they finish against two-time champions Morocco. He's said to be one of the standout fixtures of the group stages. 4 titles between DRC and Morocco. That'll be the final group game. Long range, and it's high. Kabwiti was needed to take responsibility. He's still young as Oscar Kabwiti. He's only 20. But it's what he's achieved already. Full international who's shown his strength, his agility, his clinical finishing for club and country. And has seen him as one of the more anticipated stars for this Democratic Republic of Congo side. Title-winning sides led by Mutubili Santos in 2009, Florent Ibenge in 2016. Roma took over from Ibenge ahead of Algeria, the last edition. All around the stadium, here in Nairobi, we see Pamoja, the tournament slogan. The Swahili word meaning together. And what we've seen from Kenya throughout the bulk of this tie is a togetherness, a harmony. Pamoja signifies unity and collaboration, working in harmony, and that's precisely what Kenya have done and what they're looking to do with both Tanzania and Uganda as co-hosts of this tournament. It's certainly layered. Ndombele. There's Mukodzi. 11 players behind the ball for Kenya. McCarthy is fuming instructions from his technical area. Mukodzi drops his head. Ball out of play, and Aboud will be in no rush to take the throw. A little more muted now is Freddie McCarthy, a genuine superstar in his playing days, up against Ngoma, who actually got his coaching career underway in France, in Valenciennes, rather than in Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh, Kayembe's been caught by a boot. Nabwire. No, Kayembe's down. There's a couple of players down. Chili Chavari has gone straight to the yellow card here. Nabwire immediately apologetic. Kenya police player picking up a 90th minute yellow card. Swinging leg. Thankfully there was little momentum in it. Kayembe's back on his feet. He's ready to continue. Basiala over this free kick as we hit the 90-minute mark. 7 minutes of time has been added on. 7 minutes for Kenya to hold on. Number 7 for DRC stands over the ball. They're down by a goal. Masiala. It's high. Omondi looked to have that covered though had it been on target. Masiala throws his head back in frustration. They've had 19 shots at goal. Only 2 have been on target. The Leopards certainly feel they have some work to do in the remainder of their fixtures if indeed they don't manage to escape with something from this tie. Anderson Roma can bring a tactical approach to this side. He usually emphasises disciplined defence and swift counters. They've tried to play to that, but Benny McCarthy's side have unlocked Democratic Republic of Congo, all importantly through Mr. Odiambo. Left back Kukulea to take the set piece from just inside the Kenyan half. To loft the ball, and Mordy's gathering underneath it, and he claims comfortably and receives an enormous cheer. The 2-time champions, Democratic Republic of Congo, are just minutes away from failing to win any of their last 5 African Nations Championship matches. Here's the goal scorer. Can he find a second? Mokonzi, well positioned, gets his head in the way and steers it away. And now the hit on the counter. This is where they can be very dangerous indeed. Masiala looked to be jumping out of the path of a challenge rather than caught by a challenge. Nabuire back to his position. Don't think Mija caught him. There's a delivery, and again Omondi comes out and claims Owino might have been a little in his path and in his eye line as that ball came floating in, but he claims it comfortably, much to the delight of the near capacity crowd. Irambo, Mushiri, back he goes, Mushiri. It's good to see Mushiri playing again, although he finds himself on his belly on the turf. He had a 3-year absence from the national team. That was recalled last year to the Harambee Stars lineup. The former Tusker man, but the military man from Ulinzi Stars, stands up and is ready to be counted for Kenya in the closing moments of this tie. The Leopards still want to play. Ngoma on the edge of his technical area, screaming instructions. McCarthy a little more muted, but clapping his hands, hoping to inspire an opening day victory for Kenya in Nairobi. Dombele around the outside of Irambo. Abu closes him down. Excellent challenge from the captain, who gestures to the crowd, and they do not disappoint. But so far, it's the visiting fans who find themselves a little crestfallen and dejected. There's despair and anguish in the reactions of the supporters of Democratic Republic of Congo, who came to the stadium full of expectation and might leave it with significant disappointment. There's still time for an equaliser at least. It's not going to come with shots like that. Kukulea this time guilty of missing the target. 20 shots at goal, only 2 on target. And again, a shake of the head from the man in charge. Only 2 teams make the quarter-finals from this very strong Group A. Morocco, 2-time champions. Angola, recently rising in stature on the continent. Zambia, perennial contenders. DRC, 2-time champions. And then debutants, Kenya. So a win would be enormous for Kenya as they start their campaign. Cleared. Nabwire there. Austin Odiambo collects. Then Stanley Omondi was making a run, but he's gone to the opposite flank. Mushiri was asked to chase. Austin Odiambo, 90 seconds away from celebrating a victory with his teammates. There is always host nation pressure, but it does seem today that the home crowd has helped rather than weighed on the Harambee Stars. Kenya largely controlled possession. They've controlled tempo for large parts of this game. Referee says it was nothing but ball. Play on. DRC do exactly that. Kabwit finds Kazema. And that delivery is going to float over the crossbar. And Joshua Kazema can't pick out a teammate into the final minute of added time. Kenya are edging closer. DRC, who are perfect so far in their friendlies leading up to the African Nations Championship, may fall to defeat in the tournament proper. Leopards hunting redemption, may not find it here. Kenya looking to start with a clean sheet, looking to start with a victory. Omija initially worked the ball away from Waku. At the end of this tie, and it's a historic result for Kenya. A historic debut. The 33rd nation to feature in the competition begins their campaign with a win on home soil. The co-hosts have done it, and Austin Odiambo has scored the only goal of the game. Just moments before half-time, teed up by David Sakwa, Austin Odiambo made the final charge and found the finish that determines the outcome. It's decisive, and it's Kenya who start on the front foot. They've beaten Democratic Republic of Congo by 1-0 in Nairobi. Benny McCarthy taking the plaudits, but also acknowledging